Welcome back, everyone, to the German Empire wants military access. And we're getting assembly lines. Because why the fuck not? Should probably also be taking deep defensive systems, but oh well. So I do have the... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Apparently here it's just to the applied to the technology. Okay. I wonder what that hashtag means. I'm thinking it means something cool, but we're waiting on a bunch of fucking inventions. Can we, like, improve some of these discovery chances? Management strategy. Oh my god, that's, like, so far away. No, fuck you. Edison light bulb have direct current and electric power generation. That's also so far away. That's, like, so fucking far away, man. Like, it's 1900 plus 19k research points. That's a lot of research points. The telephones do not have the Edison light bulb. Okay, so we need to invent that Edison light bulb. But it's 2%. I should be doing it. Telephone switchboards, I don't care. Cyanide milling. Iron production output. I need this shit. I need this shit. Hey. Base chance 6%. We need... RGO unemployment to happen, which of course it isn't because, okay, so I'm pretty sure the way RGO unemployment works in Victoria 2 is if you're producing too much of something and so the price goes down, then the workers of that RGO are going to start getting some unemployment happening to them. Slight issue, I am inside your production. I don't know. I tried to make the I'm inside your walls joke, but obviously it didn't work. Slight issue, since we are actually getting supply shortages of goods like iron and shit, the issue is not unemployment, the issue is underproduction. So we really ought to be, yeah, this Rhone situation is pathetic. The industry over here is terrible somehow. Don't ask me how, it's so bad. Well, increase the railroads, because now we've got a new level of railroad. Pretty expensive to upgrade all these railroads, but it's gonna be worth it, because... railroads are strong as fuck. Very, very strong. Very, very good. Expand the railroads. Yeah, we're out of money. Unfortunate. But what can you do? What can you do? Decrease military funding. That's what you can do. All right, mostly dealt with. Oh yeah, right. The actual iron provinces. Okay. Yeah, this is still a major fucking issue. Right. Luxury cloves. Let's just make this a mega luxury cloves factory. Also, I mean, steel mill. Yeah, we should be needing steel. I don't see why we shouldn't be needing steel. Am I building ships? Yes, I am. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Hoorah. Give me more iron. Anyway, last time we were talking, kind of rambling and not having the time to, but we're kind of talking about the Italian colonial issues. Ooh, the Sicily railroads are really important because of all that sulfur. Sulfur, really strong. Love sulfur. But yeah, this time, let's talk about the fucking Catholic Church, because that was also something else I was wanting to talk about. Now, the Catholic Church in this time period was kind of struggling with the fact that it had just lost in 1871 their temporal power. What is temporal power? So basically, the church begins as a spiritual organization whose job is to sort of evangelize the world and make sure that, like, the word of Jesus Christ or whatever the fuck is obeyed, right? And becomes law in all of the earth. Or whatever the fuck, I don't know, I'm not a Christian, but basically that's the beginning, right? Slight issue. The powers that be, that being the Roman Empire, yes, we have to go all the way back there. That being the Roman Empire is not too happy with this happening because the sort of strict monotheism of, the early Christians was very much counter to the Roman strategy of integrating sort of divergent beliefs. That being basically saying it's fine, whatever random nonsense you believe, as long as you pay tribute to basically our state. Our state is basically reliant upon emperor worship, right? The emperor is like the embodiment of our great state. Therefore, whatever you believe is fine as long as you put our emperor in your pantheon. Very, very simple. Very, very effective, actually. Like many things the Romans did, very effective. This works for everyone except for extremely strict monotheists that are just completely unable to... Montenegro. Aren't you in the Russian sphere? Montenegro? Yeah, of course you are. Don't really want to fight a war with Russia, because he would probably be able to walk through Romania, Serbia, maybe even the Ottomans. Yeah, maybe even the Ottomans and get there, so no. Issue is, like, super strict monotheists that are not able to just, like, fathom the concept of, like, a mortal man being on power with their deity. And in the ancient world, the only one basically close enough to the Romans to have this be a factor are the Jews, of course. So when it comes to the Jews, the issue is, these guys became very monotheistic. And it was also part of their kind of identity in a way. Get me some more healthcare, actually. Oh, shit. Should probably be over 50% administration just to get the healthcare bonus. Another problem with the Jews is that their monotheism is very ingrained in their identity. And back then... the Jews were kind of spread all over the Eastern Mediterranean. It wasn't just Palestine. In fact, by the time of the Roman conquests, due to a bunch of reasons, the Jews were not even like that majority in Palestine either. And the fact that the Roman assimilation strategy doesn't work on the Jews because of this kind of sparks all those Jewish revolts you might have heard about, right? That plus a bunch of other, stuff that we don't really have time to talk about. And that's kind of unfortunate because it leads to a whole billion, trillion, gorillion deaths. However, it also leads to a kind of unforeseen consequence, and that being when the Christian religion eventually ends up rising out of the Judaism, the Christian religion is, of course, kind of taking in some of these Jewish some of these Jewish traits and characteristics. And because the Christian religion eventually ends up kind of taking over the whole world, this particular Jewish thing ends up taking over the whole world. Now, originally speaking, Christianity kind of almost was an anti-state kind of movement, because it was one of the few kind of things that one could be that could actually, like, I don't know, subtract yourself from the material world or whatever, and then, like, work towards some kind of spiritual enlightenment in late antiquity. And, for example, the early Christians were very much against military service. They were very much against the military service because they saw they were very absolutist about the commandment to, you know, not kill. This, of course, with the hyper sort of statist and militaristic Romans, was another sort of cause for major fucking concern. Because it's like, oh, these people don't want to, like, kill people. So they don't want to be soldiers. And they also don't want to worship the emperor. And, you know, you have the persecutions, right? However, when the church kind of has spread like wildfire, and by now, this is like, we're starting to, you know, talk about kind of Diocletian, who was the last, you know, emperor that actually, like, does major persecutions, all the way to, of course, Constantine, who is the one that legalizes the religion. You have that the Roman state is now starting to not only collapse in and of itself due to a billion reasons that we cannot fucking get into, but it's also starting to look more favorably towards allying instead of fighting the rising. At the time, it was not even, it didn't even have an adjective, the rising church. It didn't have like an adjective like the Nestorian Church, which would be what would happen. But where basically the state adopts the Christianity as the state religion, and that's the Chalcedonian Church from the Council of Chalcedon. The other option was the Nestorian Church or the Eastern Church, and that was the first that was the first split. So basically, you start to have a bunch of splits. Basically, churches that are following one state or another state, or, you know, trying to stay true to anti-state ideologies, and it's just a fucking whole gigantic mess. But eventually the Roman Empire, you know, blows up, right? And that kind of leads to several political power vacuums in Italy. And at some point, the church starts to basically act as administration in a way. Because they were the only people that knew how to read and write in the collapse of sort of the Roman bureaucracy, as it may, which actually took a lot longer to collapse than the actual political borders of the empire. But when it did pretty hard, and the Romano-barbaric kingdoms that kind of followed and succeeded the Roman Empire itself in at least the West, utilized the church as this kind of administrative and, well, both administrative and spiritual organ of power. I can conquest Switzerland somehow. But, like, how expensive? This is 22 infamy. My god. My god. Holy shit. Support the reactionaries. I don't know. I really need to burn off this infamy. Really, really need to burn off this infamy. It's really bad. All right, now the economy is working, like, full gear, which is obviously what we want to see. Sicily, get that sulfur industry working. Actually, Sicily needs, like, craftsmen. Give me some Sicilian power. And yeah, basically, the apparatus of power was getting fused with the apparatus of kind of worship, right? This plus the collapse of some of these fucking kingdoms leads to the Catholic Church itself, or rather the Bishop of Rome, because this was still not... Oh. Yeah. Yeah. This was still not the Catholic Church, because the actual split between East and West had not happened yet, the schism, the Great Schism. Result is, oh, already we can create a state in Cyrenaica. Damn, it's getting fucking colonized, all right. Fucking, Jesus Christ, there's a bunch of, like, 7% North Italians already. My God. There's gonna be French in here as well, right? Because of the Arpitans? Yeah, I don't know. Insanity. Let's expand the naval bases. So the Bishop of Rome, who is one of the 5 most important bishops in this early sort of united... It was called the Catholic Church. It was like the Catholic Orthodox, because it was both what would become the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church. Basically a centralized pro-Roman / whatever state you have on your lawn kind of organization that could both wield spiritual and political power at the same time, although this capacity to wield political power was only now starting to emerge. And the way in which it emerges is kind of first with relationships with the Roman Empire, but later down the line through, as I said, kind of acquiring somehow its own territory. That being basically, at one point or another, the very diminished shadow of its former self, city of Rome. Now, they kind of do a little trolling, because to sort of justify the holding of what by now was referred to as temporal power, that being earthly power, not spiritual in nature, not power over the souls of men or whatever, but power over, you know, like saying, hey, I am, you know, I'm a secular ruler as well as a preacher. They say that actually it was Constantine himself, you know, the Roman Emperor Constantine, that had given them that had first given them like actual like borders, like physical borders to rule over, which later turns out to have been a forgery. So they literally just did a conspiracy to like claim that they could, based on some ancient Roman document that actually did not exist. So that's the Catholic Church. And through the centuries, this church, which later also separates from the Eastern Orthodox Church, which was very similar to the Catholic Church in ideology, but kind of different in political allegiances. Eventually, good healthcare, yay! That's a lot of population growth. I like me having population. I have more population than the Germans, but I think the Germans have more, like, accepted populations. They have more actual core populations. All right, time to spend money on my people. Could I do the full spending package? I think so. I think I could do the full spending package and still have money. We by now have 1 million money, so yeah. I would just kind of like to burn off some infamy. I would just kind of like to burn off some infamy, but... Could I do Israel? No. Could anything here give me... infamy reduction? I fucking doubt it, to be honest. Movement for the abolition of penal colonies. Well, we're gonna get there. Come on. Wait, penal colonies? Civilizing mission? Oh, it's transportation. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Understandable. Build some more ships. Gonna build a gross Italian navy. Of course. A very, very glorious, gross Italian navy. Lan Fang fought? Wait, Lan Fang survived? What the fuck? Yeah. It's right there. Apparently it's got the Singapore flag? Oh god, we're gonna talk about Lan Fang someday. It's gonna be so funny. Anyway, let's get some industry going. Or, let's make sure that our industry is going. Yeah. Yeah! Give me some of that furniture. Give me some of that sawmill. Damn, we like really need a lot more lumber. We're lacking so much fucking lumber. It's incredible. Okay, we're the 4th largest industry. To be honest, if we really like pushed for it, we could become the 1st probably by the end of the game. No more in Piedmont because I think that we're gonna have enough of that. When it comes to factories, what are like the most profitable factories? Province production. No, factory production. Income. Piemonte, Toscana, Lombardia. Piemonte, Toscana. We definitely need some craftsmen in Toscana. Oh, we're already getting that. Sicily, we're doing it. Rhone, we're doing it. Puglia. Puglia's not very profitable, though. Piemonte is massively profitable. And that's good. That's how we like it. Naples. Yes. Give me some more craftsmen in Naples, because it's also a massive state, so it should be good to do it. All right. Our navy's in tip-top shape. Should probably get some more clippers to transport my shit, but can't be fucking bothered, to be honest. Anyway, at some point the church is like, yeah, let's have some temporal power, and in the Middle Ages, this temporal power kind of merges with the spiritual power to become a potentially really strong, like, pole of attraction for all of Europe, right? Because kind of the European unity that had been lost with the Roman Empire kind of stays in the spiritual realm. There was this concept of Christendom. Now I say European, but it's more like Christian, like unity, you know, kind of deal. And it was this concept of Christendom, right? So it's like, yeah, Christendom. But the thing about Christendom is, obviously for a long time, the Pope was at the center of it. So this kind of allows the Pope to increase his own political power as well. Okay. So when it comes to the kind of gradual decline of the papacy, first with the Protestant Reformations, and then with all of the shit that happens throughout, you know, the modern history of the world, yeah, give me some economy. We had some major economic issues this game, but we finally sorted them out. We're finally pretty strong. Yeah, major issues being the fact that the world kind of went beyond the Middle Ages, right? And the Catholic Church kind of, for the longest time, was not able to adapt to the kind of second worst Spanish aggression against Cuba. Incredible. Was not able to adapt to the, increase in importance of the bourgeoisie, the rise of the industrial society, so, you know, the decline in importance of the countryside and the nobility. And then eventually liberalism and, you know, blah, 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 right? You know, the world, the modern world, those kinds of things. And then the Napoleonic Wars kind of destroyed Europe, but they also destroyed the church because, well, not just the Napoleonic Wars, also the French Revolution, because, you know, France was like the main Catholic country, along with Italy, but Italy was not a political power. France was. Spain was also united and a pretty big political power, but it was in continuous decline throughout the 18th and 19th centuries. So France was the main Catholic power, and so the sort of papacy power rested upon basically being vassals of the French and being like a propaganda machine for the French. Slight issue. The French eventually, with the revolution, are like, kill the priests. So they start to, you know, kill the priests. And that's obviously bad for the Catholic Church, right? Because you don't want the priests to die. And you don't want them, especially later down the line, to take an oath of office that's first to the French Republic and only then to the Pope, right? Because you've got to keep in mind that for the longest time, Catholicism was viewed with suspicion in a lot of countries, especially a lot of Protestant countries like Britain and the United States, because, you know, you kind of need to like have some allegiance to the Pope, right? That shit is an issue. That shit is kind of an issue, especially in like the rising culture of nationalism, because it's a foreign entity in a way. It is you having allegiance to some foreigner. And that's bad, because this is the age of nationalism. Anyway, that plus the Napoleonic invasions of Italy kind of destroyed the church. However, Napoleon was pretty savvy, and he kind of rehabilitates the Catholic Church, and so this kind of allows the Catholic Church itself to kind of develop new doctrines for the, you know, for the arrival of this new age of revolutions, except they don't fucking do it, and they're caught with their pants down in 1848. In 1848, when all of Europe blows up, coincidentally, the Pope that had just been elected was kind of slightly more liberal than usual, and he even kind of almost froze his kind of political and spiritual and moral weight behind the growing cause of Italian national unification. But, you know, it ends up not working. And so the Catholic Church is firmly kind of in the... could probably increase that speed as well, because it doesn't seem like the Germans are declaring on me, even though they probably could, right? Yeah, they could. Kind of strange how they're not declaring war on me. Kind of strange how the Frenchies are not declaring war on me. Well, that's not strange at all. Let's wait until... Wait, with 1900, I get mass politics, right? I do, so I get to dismantle. I could dismantle the French. Oh boy. Yeah, I could just wait and then... Because the way it works is you get any CB and then you add dismantle CB, right? So I could just justify for Région Lémanique on the Swiss. That would happen once I have 14 infamy. And then you could just get to add it for free, if I recall correctly. That's a possibility right there. It would be nice to dismantle France. Oh, electric ears! Fucking finally! Jesus Christ. That's been in my possibility forever. We shall make the attempt on... My god. Absolutely nonsensical. Kind of hate how the satellite thing does free infamy. It's, yeah, really bad. Anyway, I guess we're gonna continue we're gonna continue some other time. If I remember, I'm gonna be talking about how the Catholic Church kind of responds to the movement for national unification in Italy. Hint, not very well. And in terms of actual gameplay, I guess we're gonna wait until we... Oh, automobiles as well. Yeah, we're gonna build up some modern production. Oh, in fondo to rubber. Yeah, rubber. Yeah, I like rubber. Yeah, rubber's good. Fucking hell, rubber. Terrorist cells. Let's go. That's fantastic. Gotta love terrorism. Yeah, we're gonna do mass politics. We're gonna do gas. Military directionism. Yeah, military directionism. Gonna gas the French. The French are at 20 military tech, so they have all of it. So we're gonna know if they've got gas or not. Since the AI is stupid, they might just not do the gas. Actually, I'm gonna do phenomenalism, which shouldn't take that long to research at all. And then we're gonna save for gas. Yeah, we're gonna gas the French. Oh yeah, 1,500 research points. And yeah, then eventually, I need to figure out how the fuck. The CB works. The dismantle CB, because I never seem to know. But oh well. So see you then. Have fun. Bye.